Some viewers may find this content disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
My creatures of the night, yes, it is beautiful to see you in the Fox Den once again for another episode of Midnight Lycanthropy here on StarFox Radio. I am very hungry though from my long slumber. Please allow me to replenish my nutrients. You don't understand how hungry I am when I first arise. Without further ado, it is time to take a walk in the darkness in North Carolina to help out a friend of myself and the North American Dogman Project, Tyler.
So, first things first, I'm from, East North Carolina, 30 minutes north of Wilmington, about 30-40 minutes south of Jacksonville, a little town called Hampstead. I had it back in 2017. I went hunting with a girlfriend at the time out on a buddy's land, and he continues to let us hunt to this day. And we had a blind, 2-person ground blind that sat about 50 yards into the woods from a clearing that was used as a shooting range. And this day we were just out sitting, wasn't seeing nothing, wasn't hearing nothing, and we hear about directly in front of us about 12 o'clock. I don't know what time it was, but just ahead of us we heard a couple people hollering. Didn't think nothing of it. And about 5-10 minutes later, my buddy and his woman had come by and asked us, like, hey, was that y'all hollering? I told him, no, sir, it wasn't us. He looked at me and told me, all right, well, come on, let's go check it out. So I said, all right. So I had handed my girlfriend at the time, I handed her my pistol, which is a little 45, and told her, just don't shoot us. This is one thing, just don't shoot us. And I had a lever action 30-30. And my buddy had a 12 gauge. We went walking about the direction we heard the hollering, and we looked. There was a little fire lane cut out there. I don't know if that's for breaking fires when they bust out or what. I haven't done any research on that. But we got looking around there, didn't see no tracks or anything of that sort. He said, all right, well, let's head back. And it got dark about this point. I think we walked back there almost twilight. Stood back there and looked till it got dark and started heading back. I'd say we walked about 50-75 yards from the blind, and we go walking back, and there was lanes that were bush hogged out there. One lane went down to a climbing stand my dad had, and then you just had a couple more cut out just for traversal and paths. And we stopped right before one. It went off to our left, and he stopped and he said, well, you smell that? I said, no. What do you smell? He said, it smells like bear shit. No, I don't smell it. Well, we stood there for a sec and then started walking back, and we stepped out in the middle of the lane, and we both had looked down the lane to our left, and he was about a split second quicker than me. And he said bear, and I had saw something. First I assumed it was a bear, and as I'm watching it, it's not giving off, any sort of reflection of the light that we had. We had a flashlight, and bear fur will kind of reflect a little bit. And I've been out in the woods quite a bit, and I have bear. I've been around them. I know how they act. And this was not a bear. I have never ever seen a bear sidestep and cross its front legs. It looked as if it was somebody on all fours moving to the side. And I can tell you it wasn't just a broadside view of a bear, because it was just about a 3-4 foot wide, I'd say about 3-4 foot wide, and on all fours it looked about 4 foot tall. But it looked like somebody on all fours. And it sidestepped off into the brush, and we stood shoulder to shoulder and was stepping back and walking back, and it come right back out the same way it went in, sideways. And I could see the front appendages. I couldn't fully tell you if they were arms or what, but I saw them cross like it was coming back out. And it charged us, which I later found out it bluff charged us. It got within about 14-20 feet of us, and being I had a scope on my rifle, I could not look down sights, so I was looking down the side of my barrel. And throughout the encounter, my focus would shift between it and my barrel. But it charged us, got within about 14-20 feet, and it just still looked like a black mass. And I can't recall seeing it leave. As far as I know, it just disappeared. But we got to yelling, and it went away, and we backed all the way up to the blind, got my girlfriend out, stood her with him. I moved our four-wheeler out, and then got to her, told her to head to the four-wheeler in the car, and we got out. But I've done my research along Dogman and Bigfoot, and there have been Bigfoot sightings in my county. About 30 minutes away on, I want to say it's a highway, 53. There was a sighting back in 2011 of a Bigfoot walking across the road. And in 98, right outside of my town, there was vocalizations heard. So, and there's been sightings of Bigfoot up in neighboring county, Onslow, of, a hunter and everything. So I know they're around here, and that was from the BFRO website. And I've heard reports of Dogman around here. I know there was reports of Dogman in the Outer Banks over on Roanoke Island. And I don't know exactly what it could have been. I didn't see no eye shine though. And I don't know what it was. All I know is it was not a bear. I figured you might be interested in this due to the possibility of Dogman. But I want to say thank you for allowing me to share this. But I hope this will kind of open and kind of give some new insight into the creature or whatever it could have been.
Thank you for everyone who stopped in the Fox Den tonight for another episode of Midnight Lycanthropy here on Star Fox Radio. Please like, subscribe, and share my content if you'd like me to keep churning it out. Feed the algorithm. And until next time, stay safe out there.